tonight on Colonial Sports Center.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Colonial Sports Center. We are your hosts. I am Brett Magulik, joined by Joey Dramasic. Joey, what do we got for the people at home tonight?
Tonight we have a lot of lacrosse for both the men's and women's side, lots of softball, and a little bit of basketball transfer update news. But really exciting one, and of course, with our top plays of the week.
We will get into those just a little bit later, so don't go anywhere. But to start, we are going to talk about the women's lacrosse team. And yesterday afternoon, they faced off against the Mercyhurst Lakers in a game at the Joe Walton Stadium. Let's see how the Colonials fared in this one. As you can see here, the Colonials would dominate this matchup and their last non-conference matchup of the season. They started off this game really strong with 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. They would end up going up 3-2 at the end of the first quarter, but the big story here, they dominated the rest of this game, Joey. I mean, 6-1. They outscored Mercyhurst 6-1, going up 9-3 into half. And after that, it was just wraps.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the big second quarter suffocated the Lakers from any chances, scoring 6 goals to the Lakers 1 goal, and that's where the game kind of that's where the Colonials kind of took the game away from the Lakers.
Exactly, and I mean, you can see here 4 goals, 2 assists for Jenna Irwin, Mia Berthoff 4 goals, Cindy Riker had 13 saves, 6 goals against on the game. I mean, just an overall solid matchup for the Colonials as they take this one against the Lakers.
Yeah, indeed, and Cindy Riker again coming up clutch for the Colonials. Didn't really need to be used as much this game as previous games, but still got the win. And talking about Cindy Riker, she had a huge game against Kent State in the Colonials' senior day win over Kent State. That game went to 3 overtimes. Let's go check out the highlights of overtime right now as we see Jenna Irwin. She actually did not play past the 3rd quarter, so there's time for the Colonials to see what else they were made of instead of their star player. As we see here, Morgan Halley going back in the end zone, trying to get the Flash their win, but it is saved by Cindy Riker. What a huge save there in the first overtime. As we see again here, Halley with the shot, but Riker says no to that one. Tie game still. And Brothers here loses the ball here, trying to get a goal for the Colonials. She goes in and out, swerves in and out, shoots it, but misses just over the crossbar. Unfortunate chance there for the Colonials as she missed it. And the Flash in the second overtime trying to win the game for the Flash, but Riker says no again. Huge save again there by Riker. Halley is here now trying to go for the win for the Flash, but turns it over for the second time in the second overtime. The Flash had 22 turnovers in this game, which was a key part of this game. Now Vivian LeMage, she passes it off to Taylor Cadeau. Taylor Cadeau turns and scores game winner for the Colonials in the 3rd overtime. That was a huge shot by Taylor Cadeau, but also a tremendous pass by Vivian LeMage. As we see here, gives it off. Cadeau shoots and she scores 8-7 winner. Triple overtime winner for the Colonials, and just helps their case for the MAC this season.
I mean, they've been dominating so far in MAC play. I mean, you can't really deny it. These Colonials are firing on all cylinders right now. Cadeau with that huge goal. Jenna Irwin's been firing on all cylinders like usual, and just the play in net has been outstanding.
Yeah, Riker's really been something this season for the Colonials.
You can't beat it. I mean, that momentum from the basketball team carrying over to the Colonials. The Lady Colonials.
Some good juju.
Good juju. Let's get over to some more good juju with the men's lacrosse team. They took on Cleveland State last Saturday on their senior night. Riding this game, they had a 5-game winning streak. How did they fare against Cleveland State in this one? Let's take a look. Again, Joey, domination, 14-4 dub for the Colonials. Their winning streak extends to 6. They remain undefeated in conference play this season. They tied the team's defensive record for the season for only giving up 4 goals this season, which is a tie, like I said before. You can see Pelletier with 3 goals. David Burr, goal, 3 assists. Nate Fetcher, 10 saves and only 3 goals against. This team is just fantastic this year, and we've been saying that I feel like for weeks now, just how good these teams have been.
And for a lot of teams too, and you want your team playing at the best at the end of the season, going into the tournament, and that's what the men's team is doing just that.
I mean, and they play against Lemoyne on Saturday, and that's going to be a big one. Joey, you got some playoff implications for us.
Yeah, so for both men's and women's teams, the regular season ending this Sunday, and for both teams, they're both fighting for the #1 seed. Let's see how some of these scenarios are looking for both teams. At the men's, they play Lemoyne on Saturday, as Brett said. If they win, they are the #1 seed and have home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the NEC. If they lose, they'll get the 2nd seed. They also are seeking their 7th straight win, which would be the longest in program history. Now over to the men's side. They have a more complicated kind of playoff scenario for the #1 seed. They play Akron on Sunday, who are currently sitting at 3. If they get the win, they are the #1 seed. However, if they do lose, Central Michigan beats Detroit Mercy this weekend, which is also on Sunday, the Colonials will end up getting the 3rd seed. However, if Central Michigan does lose this Sunday, the Colonials will get the #1 seed. So, both teams really have to do their job and get the win. The women's has a little more help at possibly getting the #1 seed. They're going to have to rely on Detroit Mercy if they do end up losing. But both teams really should be going for the win. They, don't let other teams kind of choose their destiny. The Colonials have to do that themselves.
You're right. I mean, these teams have just been on it, and they have very feasible matchups so far. And we are going to see that later this week. But when we come back on Colonial Sports Center, the softball team is white hot. We catch up with them when we return.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Oh!
Not again.
I tell you about playing in the mud.
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, Tabby, what are you doing?
We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
You could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns, unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. We're going to get right into it with the softball team and a little bit of men's basketball. Brett, take it away with the softball teams.
Let's get started here. So in the final home series of the season for the RMU softball team, they played host to the Mercyhurst Lakers as well. Let's take a look at some of the highlights and see how this team did in this game. The first we go here in game one, Jex Varner loading up his team for a big one. Colonials up to bat. Caitlin Hump brings in Jardine for a huge run. Colonials go up 2 in the bottom of the second. They are firing on all cylinders to start this game. Good game here for the Colonials.
And a good start, too.
Absolutely.
As you were saying, good start here for the Colonials.
Absolutely, and that is going to continue here. Check out this one here. Anna Resnick with an absolute missile to right field. 3-run homer for her. She's going to have a great game here. It's been a fun one for the Colonials. Their offense has been on fire pretty much entirely all season. That's not going to stop here. Kutsajani, grounder up the middle. That throw gets past the first baseman, and the Colonials keep firing. Mary Brandt comes in for a run. 8-0 win for the Colonials. They finished this one in 5. They rule the Lakers, and that is going to continue us into game 2. But this one, they didn't start so hot. Go down 2-0 early. Huge hit here by Eliza Reynolds. She hits the back wall with that one, RBI double. Lakers go up 3 to start this game in the top of the second. As you can see, she's celebrating here. Looking for a better start here for the Lakers to not get Mercy ruled this time. Colonials up to bat. 2 batters on. Pop one here. Michaela Jardine gets a runner in, and the Colonials start firing once again. These teams did not stay down for very long, and as you can see here, they tie this one up quickly. Again, bottom of the third, 2 batters on. Another shot here. Lily Stump decides to get in on the hitting action. A little bit of an error there in the outfield. She had a 2-run RBI today, and they go up 5-3.
Yep, taking advantage of the mistakes by the Lakers, as we see here. Another hit by the Colonials.
Jess Matheny, she's been on fire all season. Another 2-run RBI. And the Colonials do it again. They run rule the Lakers. Despite that hot start in the first and second inning, they get blanked. Just another huge thing for the Colonials, and you can't beat it. They're on fire right now.
They really are on fire right now, and they are going to need to bring their A game this weekend as they take on Cleveland State, which is the #1 team right now in the Horizon League for softball. And let's see what this matchup in the preview is for this series. They play tomorrow and Saturday. The Colonials right now have a record of 14-6, second in the conference. But Cleveland State is at 15-3 and are first in the conference. The Colonials are looking to have the better bats, having 38 home runs on the season to the Vikings 29. However, the pitching by the Vikings is a little better, and we see the starting pitching matchup with the Colonials, Madison LaVault, the .23 opponent batting average. That is the best in the Horizon League. However, Melissa Sofo has 156 strikeouts this season. That is the most in the Horizon League. So pretty big matchup in pitching sense.
This one is going to be a huge test for the Colonials. I mean, they've been so good at batting this season. They've been fantastic. They've been smacking the ball. You can see in those last 2 matchups. But this is going to be a huge one because they're facing the best pitcher when it comes to strikeouts in the Horizon League right now. This is really going to see if Jex Varner can reel his Colonials team to try to maybe play some a little bit better in the field and not rely on those runs so much. But this one is going to be a fun one to watch. I'm looking forward to this one.
Indeed, a huge series. But with the team being so hot, there are some records that some previous players need to be watching out for because they're looking to be broken in the few games coming up.
You can see here, I mean, records upon records upon records. I mean, single season home runs. This team, we've been mentioning it all day, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this team has been crushing it in the batter's box. Courtney Pulich, 2-time Horizon League Player of the Week, 10 home runs. She is just sitting behind Callie Byers for that record, and as a junior, but we need to bring up Mary Brandt, the freshman out of Ohio, .364 batting average, 40 hits this year, 9 home runs. She has been stellar for the Colonials, and they still have 7 games left this season. I mean, this team has just been fantastic, and I can't guarantee it, but I would not be surprised if you see these 2 in their records books this year.
That indeed, but let's also look at the single season RBIs. We're going to mention Courtney Pulich once again as she's chasing Kaylee Byers in her 2005 record for RBIs, which she had 51 in a season. Courtney Pulich has 44 on the season with 7 games to go. You know, it's really looking like Pulich is bound to break this record. She's been playing very well, and I believe that she will be getting that very soon.
I mean, it's been crazy. If this happens, would this make Courtney Pulich the GOAT?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just proposing that idea out there. But sorry, you have one more thing.
No, yeah, before we go to break, we're going to talk about some transfer news by the men's basketball team on Monday. Some sad news for Colonials fans. Alvaro Folgueras did end up signing with the Iowa Hawkeyes, as we see here, the 6'9" forward out of Spain. The Horizon League Player of the Year has unfortunately left the Colonials, but no need to fret, Colonial fans, because now we have brought in the 6'9" center from Greece, Nikos Chico Diaz, as he signed with the Colonials on Tuesday. Kind of the same build as Folgueras. You see 6'9", 215 pounds. It's a good sign for the Colonials, and he last played at North Carolina A&T. For this, it's sad to see Alvaro go, but I don't think that he'll be missed. But I think that our new center Nikos will bring a huge presence inside for the Colonials, and have a very good season for the Colonials next year.
I agree with you, Joey. I mean, not gonna lie to you, try to push this one out of my mind, man. It's gonna be a little bit sad for me to see Alvaro go. He's just been so good for the Colonials this season, the Horizon League Player of the Year. He's brought in so much to this team, brought in so much. The amount of growth he's had from his freshman year to his sophomore year, it's been so much fun to watch, and seeing him grow with this team and watching this team make it to the dance once again, win the Horizon League title for the first time. It's a sad one, man. I mean, it almost slipped my mind just because I've been trying to push it back so far.
Looking with his teammates there, it's going to be sad for the Colonials who came to love him. He was just a young teenager coming out of Spain, and then now we see him, develop into a tremendous player, as we have mentioned numerous times on this show, Horizon League Player of the Year. We're going to miss the Octopus, but there is no need to fret. Nikos is going to be a huge factor for Colonials next season.
The future is still bright, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing to worry about with this team. But when we come back on Colonial Sports Center, it is time for the yearly CSC Awards. Don't go anywhere.
The death of George Floyd, who died in police custody Monday night.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation. It's going to take more than just us, as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change, because it just can't be us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back once again, and it's everyone's favorite time of the year, the CSC Awards. Let's get right into it. Josh Woodman is here with the awards. Josh, let's go, man.
Hello and welcome to the Colonial Sports Center Awards. My name is Joshua Woodman. I'm the associate producer of this program, and I introduced this award show last year to honor the many student athletes we cover on this program week after week. With that being said, let's get into our first award, which is Freshman of the Year. Our first nominee is Jenica Suggs, who is a Horizon League Freshman of the Week award winner and has been a great defensive player for women's basketball this year. Mary Brandt has also won a Freshman of the Week award and has hit 9 home runs in conference for the softball team. Luke Prezioso is third on the men's lacrosse team in points with 28 and second in assist with 16. Vivian LeMange also broke the record of most points in a game with 11 for the women's lacrosse team. And our final nominee is Madison Hurst, who played in 18 out of 19 total games, starting in 6 of them and getting 3 assists for the women's soccer team, also winning Horizon League Freshman of the Week. And our winner is Mary Brandt. The freshman phenom was a 3-sport athlete coming out of high school and has been a huge player for softball in her first year of taking the sport as her only one. She has hit second on the team in hits, home runs, and on-base percentage, and is the highest slugging percentage out of every player in the Horizon League. Moving on, our next category is Female Player of the Year. This award goes to the best female student athlete on any of the Colonials teams this season. Our first nominee is Noah Gavon, who is head coach Chandler McCabe's playmaker this year and averaged 10.6 points per game, which was the most on the women's basketball team this season. Our second nominee is Madison DeVault, who was second in the Horizon League in earned run average and first in opponents' based average. She is also a 2-time Pitcher of the Week award winner. Our next nominee is Jenna Irwin, who has the most goals on the women's lacrosse team this season with 40, already surpassing her total of 37 last year. Our next nominee is Samantha Hennon, the women's cross-country player who is 5th in the Horizon League Championship when the team won it this year, also breaking multiple records, including fastest mile for the track and field team. Our final nominee is Courtney Polich, who is the most home runs in the Horizon League with 10, the most RBIs with 44, and now our winner is Courtney Polich. Currently, Courtney Polich is 1 home run off the single-season record for home runs, which is 11, and will have 1 more Horizon League series left against Cleveland State to overcome it. Moving on to the Male Player of the Year. This, again, goes to the male athlete who is the best on any of the Colonials teams. Our nominees are Alvaro Fulgares, who was the Horizon League Player of the Year, Amarian Dickerson, who was the Horizon League Defensive Player of the Year, Walter Zacher from the men's hockey team, who led the team in goals this season, David Burr, who led the men's lacrosse team in goals this season and led the team in points last season, and finally Chase Gilley, a prominent figure for the men's soccer team over the last couple seasons and is all Horizon League first team award winner this year. Of course, our award goes to Alvaro Fulgares, the Horizon League Player of the Year. The Octopus, as he's known on campus, has been an outstanding player, and while he will be missed next season, was a recruitment who grew from a freshman last year into an absolute star this year and is leaving as a champion. Next up are the coaches who helped produce these talents. Starting off, we have head coach Andy Toll of the men's basketball team. Coach Toll won his 2nd conference title this year and made his 2nd appearance into March Madness as coach of the program. Another champion is Jonathan Potter of the men's soccer team, who took the team from not making playoffs last season to winning the entire thing this year. Next up, we have Brian Del Cite of the women's track and field / cross country team. Del Cite won cross country their first championship in the Horizon League and has taken them from being dead last in the program to now champions. Next up, we have head coach Chandler McCabe, who also was a big underdog story, taking the team from their longest winless run into Final Four in women's basketball. And our final nominee is Jex Varner of the softball team, who currently has his team 2nd in the Horizon League, and after a huge season, now finds themselves just 1 series away from being Horizon League regular season champs. With that being said, our award goes to Chandler McCabe. Coach McCabe turned this team around from scratch, brought in her own players, and kept multiple promises, including recruiting from local area and also being a contender straight from the get-go. A very exciting future ahead for Coach McCabe in the women's basketball program. And moving to our final category, Team of the Year, going to the best team who put on the best performances consistently and brought home championships or look to do so. Starting off, we have men's soccer, who won the Horizon League this season. Next up, we have women's cross country, who also won the Horizon League this season. We have the men's lacrosse team as our next nominee, who currently sits 6-0 undefeated in the NEC, with a big game against Lemoyne ahead to decide who is regular season NEC champions. Our next nominees are men's basketball, who coming off a great season are now poised to continue their great success under Coach Toll, where they, this season, won the Horizon League regular season championship, won the Horizon League tournament championship, and also almost caused an upset as a 15 seed against 2nd seeded Alabama. Next up, we have the softball team, who also has put together, like the men's lacrosse team, a nice spring season and looks poised to do big things in the postseason. With that being said, our team of the year is the men's basketball team, who Coach Toll turned around from a team who struggled last season, where they were first-round exits, sat bottom 4, to now Horizon League champions, their first to do so in program history. They were also the first program in 5 years to win both tournament and regular season championships. They also had a great performance in the NCAA March Madness first round against 2nd seeded Alabama. The team did great things and will look to continue doing so even through a reshaped roster next year. That concludes this year's Colonial Sports Center Awards. I will send it back to the guys. I can't wait to do this again next year.
Well, thank you, Josh. And honestly, we can't wait either. But I mean, with such a stacked roster this year and how just fantastic Colonial Sports were this year, I mean, it's really hard to pick a winner, but I think Josh did a very good job.
Yep, I mean, all those players and coaches were well deserving, but unfortunately, you can only pick one.
Yeah, but I mean, when we come back on Colonial Sports Center, I got 3 words for you. Top 5 place. Don't go anywhere.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. We're not wasting any more time. It's top 5 plays time. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it indeed. The number 5 play of the week. We're going to get into some women's lacrosse action against Kent State. Here as we see Morgan Hadley come out of the side in. Sydney Riker says no. A huge save to keep the Colonials in the game. In the first overtime, shot by Hadley, saved by Riker, denied, looking like a Marianne Dickerson.
I mean, it's just been awesome here. Let's take it to the softball pitch for number 4, Anna Resnick at the plate, and she smacks one 3-run homer for the Colonials, going up 5-0 against the Mercyhurst Lakers in that Mercy Rule win. Resnick had 5 runs in this game. She was madness.
Number 3 back at the Joe. Vivian LeMange has the ball and she passes it to Taylor Cadeau. Taylor Cadeau turns and she scores game winner against Kent State in 3 overtimes. Let's see again, Taylor Cadeau with the shot. It goes in, passes the Kent State goalkeeper, keeps the Colonials' MAC title hopes alive.
Moving on here to number 2, we are going to keep it at the Joe. This time the Colonials versus the Lakers, and they score 9-3 Colonials. Mia Berthoff with that goal, keeping the pressure hot for the team. But as we can see here, Chelsea Coleman with a crazy little spin move and the perfect pass to Berthoff to capitalize for the Colonials, make their lead even bigger.
And the number 1 play of the week by the men's lacrosse team. As we see, Ryan Stufel brings it down the field, and he's going to drop it off to David Burr. As we see, he's going to hear, oh, whoop, behind the back pass to Joe McCormick, and he scores. What a goal by the Colonials, and what a pass by David Burr. Let's see that behind the back pass, goal by McCormick, and the Colonials, as we know, would end up winning that game. And what a great play by David Burr to earn the number 1 play of the week.
I mean, it's been awesome. You know, the nice thing about having just the few sports going on is we really get to highlight some of these players that maybe if we were in like a basketball season or a hockey season, we wouldn't be able to get to talk about as much.
Yeah, and the players indeed, but there are also some huge matchups, some tournament games, implications this weekend for all of the teams, honestly. The lacrosse team for the women's side has to play Kent State, and Brett?
Well, that is all we got for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning into Colonial Sports Center, and we will see you next time.